when I was like 14, Christmas Day. Okay, it's Canada. It was back in the 90s, so there was like over a meter of snow. Like we were snowed in. Under my Christmas tree was Smell the Glove, the Medium Team video.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that video and it got me so high. It got me so pumped that I went onto my roof because I couldn't go skating. I climbed onto my roof and I did mute grabs off of my roof into the snow.
Wow.
And if I had watched like an Instagram clip on Christmas morning, do you think I would climb up onto my roof and go jump off it? I might be like, oh, that's really cool. That's really amazing what Takeshi Yasutoko just did. Like, I wouldn't have climbed onto my roof. Like the power of a good skate video, I'm sure you guys can relate. The first time you watched My Daily Routine, Hoax 2, Amateur, like this shit has the power to like change your whole perspective, like to get you so pumped. It's an extremely powerful art form. And like social media, I would argue that we have less talented editors because of social media and Instagram, because so many people are just putting their clips up. They're not contributing to a full length video. There's less people that are focused on making a full video. And I think we have a shortage of talented video editors. And you have to shout out the people that contribute in that way, like Andrew Numerosky. I already mentioned Brain God and the effect that it had on me. I was excited that Jeff Howard put out a full-length video revamped. That was really cool. But I do think that social media is bad for skating in a way. Like it's bad for the general stoke of our culture. Like the experience of watching your Instagram on your phone is so low level. It's so like mediocre. I mean, it's nice to see people skating and stuff, but there's no impact. There's a lot less impact. And I know I sound like an old man, like social media is the death of us, and we should go back to the good old days when we made skate videos. I know that, but like, I think there's a lot of truth to it. And also, like, do you remember back in the day, like you would get a new VHS or a new DVD, and it had been a few years since you had seen the skaters in that video. And when you popped it in and you watched it, there was this shock value of like, oh my God, look what he's wearing. Look, Jeff Fredericks is wearing sweatpants. This is blowing my mind. You can't wear sweatpants. Or like someone's doing a certain trick that you've never seen before. With social media, you see the slow progression of people. So then when you see them in a full video, it's less shocking. You're like, yeah, I know he's wearing sweatpants now. I know he's doing this trick. I know, like it takes away from that awe that we used to experience.
Yeah, I've noticed that with, I don't know if they specifically do this, but like Alex Brosco, Soshiro, like big high profile names, they're on social media, but they don't really post that often. And I feel like that's part of the reason why they're like, they thought it out where they're filming for a certain part. So they want to wait for that part for their skating to be showcased. And
right.
I never asked them personally about that, but that's always been the way I thought about that too. And I feel like skating is going back to that full skate video more and more. Like you guys have been doing it forever. Billy, you guys do that with Mesmer more now, like a couple times a year, like once or twice a year, whatever it is. The plastic pusher videos come out once a year. Everyone pretty much by this point looks forward to like a plastic pusher like it was. I know I do, like it's almost like it's a VG or something because it comes out the same time every year. But yeah, I feel like that is part of what built us as skaters and what could build like a new generation. I know it's a little different now, but there is something impactful about sitting on your couch, watching it on a TV compared to like a phone, like
right.
having a drink, maybe having some friends around, because you don't gather with your friends around and watch something on your phone. That's
right.
like just for you. You don't really get hyped by yourself watching skating clips like you do with a crew.
You can definitely show like a clip on your phone and everyone gather around and look at it. But like I think to Todd's point, it doesn't make
it's not
the
an
same
occasion. It's not an
No, it doesn't.
occasion.
You're not getting the same experience, and I think there we're at a place that's really interesting because we're in this like kind of instant gratification era of like how we have access to put this kind of footage out, but it's also like a time where I feel like people are less they're less inclined to make these kind of full length videos because I feel like they're not remembered as long as they once were because of how social media is. So people don't really feel incentivized to put that work in on like a super long project, which is, I think, part of the reason why I think it's more rare. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think there's like this pressure to have a presence and to constantly upload. So it's hard. It takes a unique person to have the patience to stack their footage and sit back. And there's a lot of people on Instagram that are incredible skaters, but you only see them on Instagram, so you don't get that heightened level of experience with them,
Right.
and therefore I don't think their skating has as much impact as it could. But I think people are realizing this, and I hope this is on my 2024 wish list, is that more people post less and create full length videos. I would love to see that.
Wow. Yeah, people need that dopamine hit, I think, about like posting. I know personally certain people who need that. Yeah, there's some like dopamine that you
Who
post.
need it.
Yeah, you because
You get hooked on it. It's an addiction.
It
I feel
is.
like, yeah, we're all addicted to it.
Social media in
but it's
general is an
not-
addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'd all be better off not having Instagram or not having phone addiction is so common. Everyone has it. And it kind of messes with your ability to appreciate a full length video. Like it fucks with your attention span. So I think less people are willing to sit for a half hour and take in a world uninterrupted. They're probably, if they do, they probably are holding their phone. They're probably looking at clips on Instagram while they're watching the video. I don't think people, it's messing with our ability to appreciate.
I completely agree with that. Like, it really doesn't, like the way the attention spans are kind of trained to be nowadays based on social media and like the quick swipe of everything. It's hard to like be as engaged. Like you said, you could like, or just like allow yourself to be immersed like in watching a video, which is even, I remember even like having this conversation with John when we were talking about things. Like he would like, Bellino would be like, oh dude, no, I don't want to, nothing over 30 minutes. Like I don't want to see anything long. And I feel like that's part of like a newer mentality. And this is a conversation dating back to like a year ago, but just I think if it is going to be something that you go after and try to make like an hour long thing, 45 minutes of full length, it's really important your pedigree, like what you're able to do, because as like a filmmaker and an editor, because it can be in this age of like, whether we like it or not, we have like shorter attention spans, whether it's trained to be that way or just like a result of like being on social media or being addicted to your phone, that it has to be something really engaging for it to work in that way.
Yeah, it better be a damn good video if it's an hour.
Right.
Like it better be really good. Like I think the bar for what a full length video has changed. Like I would consider like a 15 to 20 minute could be in my mind a full video.
Mm-hmm. Or just a YouTube video of any kind. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
5 minutes is like a full length video nowadays, kind of, because it's too long for the 1 minute Instagram reel limit.
Right. I mean, yeah. Even that is, I think, better. Like at least you're not passively consuming it. You're selecting it. You're like, you see it. Like even if it's a 5 minute edit on YouTube, you're gonna give it a little bit more attention. But there's something about the full video with and we saw this with Brain God with levels and like different moods that come through, and the world can evolve in a way and take you to places that you wouldn't otherwise go to with a short edit, or definitely not an Instagram clip. And when I talk about like getting high off of a video, I've never experienced this with like a short edit. There's what we refer to as the good skate video feeling, and it's hard to describe, but it's this feeling that you get in the midst of a good video, and it usually kicks in at like, I don't know, 7 minutes in, 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, and it evolves and it changes.